Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You might remember a while ago we covered a demo of a game called Tiny Bookshop. This was about a year and a bit ago, and it kind of just went silent. But it's been released. It was released on the 7th of August, and I picked it up and I've just not had time to dive into it. So, if you want to get cozy with me, play a little bit of this game, stay tuned. Welcome to Tiny Bookshop. I'm so excited for this one, and now I'm going to try and be a bit more chill here, and we're not going to take it as chaotically as usual. So we start in Waterfront Square. It's Monday, and it's the first day of summer. And we can just kind of open these little doors here, and open up our bookshop, and there we have it. We are here, we are ready to go. I am playing with controller, and I think I must have used mouse and keyboard last time, because I really don't remember this, so I'm actually going to switch over to mouse and keyboard now. Right, there we go. Oh yes, that's much better. Okay, this is Tilde. My, what a sight. You must be the new bookseller. I've heard so much about you. Ooh, what have you heard about me? Know you're planning to sell used books for a good price and that you're not from the area. And I certainly think that you could use someone to show you the ropes around here. Welcome to our quaint little town. I'm Tilde. Lovely to meet you. I used to run the local bookstore here before my retirement, so you can trust my advice. Let's see. You should know that us Bookstonians have very particular tastes in books. I, for example, prefer to read classic and crime novels and not much else. So why don't I have a look at your selection and see if I can find something worthwhile? So the story of the game is you have come from the big city. Ooh, we've got the right book on hand. You've come from the big city to start a new life in this quaint little coastal town and sell books out of the back of this little trailer here in your clapped out old banger of a car. We're not sure what time period this is set in. I think it's still quite like modern day type thing, but we're very much in a world that, or a town that time has left behind, should I say. So when a customer finds a book, they will keep looking for more, which is good because that keeps them here. Now, we only have limited time in the day to sell all our books, but we don't have the right classic book on offer. So even though we have some, we don't have the one that you want. Even though you may have books of the right genre, whether people actually take one home depends on your sale chance. You can check your sale chance at any time by hovering over the genres on the right. So if we look here, fantasy, we've got a 25% chance to sell this book, so on and so forth, 43% with fair factual books. The sale chance shows the odds that someone might find a book that they like. Because the chance is based on how many books you have in your shop, it will decrease as you run out of books throughout the day. Managing to sell that last book of a genre is the mark of a great bookseller, and that's what I want to be. So the great thing about it is you can decorate your little trailer and stuff in, you get little trinkets and things to put on, you can change the colours and all of that. There's loads that you can do. And the demo was quite extensive. I did play quite a bit of it. I think we ended up going to every location that was available in the demo, but we also saw on the map that there was a lot more available. So somebody has just picked up a travel book there, I think, and that gets us 6 gold coins. Somebody's in there now looking for a fact book, and that has been sold. Hello, we say welcome, and we can play around with the little bits and pieces here, so we can say hello to people. This guy, I think, works for a newspaper. We're about to find out anyway. Ooh. Rattle that, and we can read, oh, this is new, the coastal wildlife of Bookstone Most of the board is taken up with illustrations of the marine animals native to the local bay. You recognize a moon jellyfish with 4 purple circles. You remember being a stranded one at Far Beach before. I remember seeing. I wasn't a stranded moon jellyfish. Their delicate tentacles are used to catch prey such as plankton, but are harmless to humans. You also see an image of a herring gull in flight. It has characteristically bright orange spot on its otherwise yellow bill. These scavengers can seem menacing to humans, but they are trying to adjust to the increasing urbanization of their habitats. They are incredibly intelligent. For example, researchers have observed them shoplifting books, presumably using them to nest in. Lastly, there is a group of small grey acorn barnacles pictured, shown to look different above and below the water surface. Were you aware that the hard bumps often found on rocks and boats are actually the shells of small arthropods? An acorn barnacle's leg pokes out from the top once the tide comes in to catch plankton out of the water. Fascinating creatures. It feels like you have gained a whole new appreciation for coastal critters today. That's nice. We'll just say hello to our friend there. And here is Fern. Yes, I am the bookseller. She did. She does that. Told me all about the review before I'd even started my job there. There we go. He does the Bookstonbury review. It's the local paper. Yeah, I sort of write for them. My name's Fern Estrada. Glad to meet you. Your arrival is kind of the only interesting thing that's happened around here in a while, so you'll have to excuse my nosiness, but it's sort of my job to write about you now. How about you help me out by answering a few of my questions and I'll give you a free subscription in return. You might appreciate the events calendar, and people often sell used books in the classifieds. Now, you can pick up a load of books from the classified ads. Sometimes you get them given away for free, sometimes you have to pay a small amount for them, and they can be a random mix that you don't know about, or they can be specific to a genre. So it's really good to look in that newspaper every day, just in case there's something that you can pick up to restock your books. So, what made us come to Bookstore? I needed an escape, searching for where I belong, wanted an adventure. Let's make it personal to me. I don't need an escape. I feel like I now have something, you know, I've reached a really nice place in my life right now. So I'm not really searching for where I belong. I just wanted an adventure, I guess. I kind of feel the same way. I hope it works out for you. And what's your first impression of the town so far? It's friendly. Don't worry, it really is. People might be meddlesome, but they only have the best intentions. Thanks so much for the little interview. I really appreciate it, and I promise you'll have your first copy of the review by tomorrow morning. Have a look at your selection now if you don't mind. See you around. Alright, so we've met another character there. I'm just going to continue clicking around and seeing if there's anything we can actually come along here. Hello. Bin, nothing there. Little door there. Oh, we can ring the bell on the bike. Say hello to that seagull over there. He's off. I'm still selling books, of course. Seems like the telescope is out of order right now. Best check back later. Then over here, I don't think there's anything else. We can just middle around with that. There's the lighthouse. Day is kind of dawn, like coming to an end. And I think that's about... What are you doing? Interesting. Anyway, and we're now done. So we shut up our shop. And we drive off. Day 1 complete. Okay, the Bookstone review is filled with articles, events, and items for sale. We now have a subscription, so it reports the goings-on around town. We can check today's weather and tomorrow's weather. Keep an eye out for upcoming events, so on Saturday there's a weekly flea market, and we can see the money in our pocket. We've got 57 gold, 57 pounds. I'm going to say pounds. We'll just go with that. And all the books you own, both in your shop and in storage, it looks like they're running a little bit low. In the classified section, you can acquire used books to replenish your stocks. Let's give it a try. Just click to buy. So this bunch of books, we'll take that. Those should come in handy. Maintaining a good stock of books is an important part of any book selling adventure. So we get 6 drama books, 3 travel, 5 crime, 5 fantasy, 2 kids, 3 classics, and 3 facts, which is good. The classified section will sometimes have other bits and bobs. Let's pick up this lonely cactus. For free? Ah, yes. So with these items equipped, we get plus 2% danger. That wasn't there last time, but I guess that's, you know, you accidentally put your hand on there and oh, there's a cactus. But you also get a plus 2% chance to sell dramatic or drama-based books. So we can close the newspaper. Oh, it's just going to make me do it. Can I actually buy something else? Because this only costs £5. So there's lots of books in there. We get quite a few more there, 6 more drama books, which is nice. There's some vintage kids books and a used book lot. Well, I'm going to leave it as I am because I've got over 10 of most of the books, so we need to give this lonely cactus a new home. This is your item bar. From here, you can open the newspaper and customize your bookshop, among other things. Click to customize your bookshop. So over here, we get the inventory with all of our items in, so we can click and drag an item in and we can place it in our bookshop. So we can put it on that there and that gives us a boost. We see the boost, 2% from cactuses. Done. Some items can increase your sale chance for certain genres or change the effectiveness of other items. Watch out though, sometimes this comes at the expense of another genre. Equipping some items will also increase your daily expenses, so keep that in mind. Hover over an item to check out what it does. To remove an item, click on it, and it goes back into your inventory. We've also got another bookshelf. Oh no, we can move the bookshelf. So we can manage our inventory by different categories. So we've got paints, and we can paint our bookshop. So I'm going to paint my bookshop. I'm going to give it a different shade of green. We've got mint there. That's Booker's Grey. Buchanist's Green? Buchanist's Green? What? Okay. So we're going to go with mint. Oh, we can actually paint the bookshelves as well. Right, okay. Once we're satisfied, we can go back. We've also got a sign that says books, which gives us a 5% to our customer count. A folding table, which You know, that's good. Guest book, 2% customer count. If we sold more than 10 books the day before, we get a 5% boost to our customer count. So we are going to customize now our... do we have any more shelves to go in? No, we don't. We've got cactus. We've got the little guest book. I'm going to put the guest book here because we don't have any more shelves yet, so we'll leave that there. We'll put the table out here, and I'll put the cactus on the table. There we go, that's done. Then we can have a look. Do we have any hanging items? Yes, we've got this little book sign we're going to put there. Then I think that's all done. We don't have anything else. All items. Yes, that's all of those items done. So let's go back to our paints because I want to change this. So I'm going to take all of the paint off. And we'll go right back down to basics, and then I'm going to repaint this whole thing. So I like, I'm going to go with honey on the, no, I don't like that actually. We're going to go with basic white. What does mint look like? It doesn't look very good, and I don't like it. It would be nice, right, to be able to paint the inside one color and the outside a different color. That's what's putting me off, because I don't want the outside of it to be that color. I would prefer the outside to be like a nice neutral color. We'll go with brown. No, that doesn't look good. Honey. And then let's go with coal on the trim. Then on the roof, we'll have, I think that's pink. No, I don't like that. What about red? Okay, that's good, but I'm not sure about honey. So let's change it to white. There we go. That'll do. I think that's quite nice. Cool. Right. We now have increased our daily expenses, but we are now at Bookstonbury's map. Each day you can pick a location to visit on the map. Going to a location has a travel cost, which is based on your daily expenses as well as parking fees for the location. You'll unlock more locations as you go, but for now let's pick the Waterfront Square again. So there's quite a few locations, even judging just by the demo. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our bookshelves for the day. So these are the books in our storage. We click a genre and then that starts stocking our shelves, so we can just put it in there. So that book's now in our shop. Stocking more books of a genre increases the odds of people finding a book they will like within that genre. Check the sale chance by hovering over the books. We know how to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to remove books from our shelves. We're going to remove all of the books and we're going to start again without leaving any empty space. Now, kids, we're going to put on the bottom shelf. I think that's the best place to put it. So let's just put 5 kids' books in, and then we'll move on to something else. Now, crime, I'm going to put at the top. We'll go with a few of them, and then let's put fantasy down the bottom there. Then I'm going to add my classics to here, and we're going to also put in some more fantasy there. Then we'll go to factual, travel, and then we'll put drama at the top next to crime. Take one crime out and put a drama back in. So if we look, we've got a 30% chance there, 32, 30, 43 with fantasy, 30, 30, and 30. I think that works. We'll then go to Waterfront Square and day 2, the second day of summer. And we should be ready to open up now. I think that looks a lot better. Yes, I do know that we can look around a location and we can interact with things. Oh, we've picked up a buoy. That's nice. So I don't think we can equip that today. I think we need to wait until the next day to actually do it. So let's open up. And we are underway with our next day. We know we have that boost to selling drama books. And yeah, looking good. We just got to wait for people to come in. Okay, we can also buy books and items while we're out and about, but they will be put into your storage where you can access them on the next day. Right, okay, so we've got some books here that we can pick up. I wonder if I should get one of these. I reckon we could buy this used book lot. Let's do that. So this gives us quite a few kids' books there. And my aim really is to get those vintage kids' books as well. And then we've bought all of the books, and who doesn't want that? So, let's see the seagull again. There we go. Say hello, good morning, hello there. And it's just this waiting game now. There's not a great deal you can do at this point. It's just slow, chilled out. So why don't I tell you about some of the books that I'm reading, or some of the books that I have read this year? We've just sold a fantasy book, which is nice. So I'm going to talk to you about a fantasy book. So I started reading a book series called The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, which my dad read. It's good. It's contentious, but I quite enjoyed it. Oh no, we're going to get interrupted. There you are. I wanted to commend you on how much you've been livening up this place. I'm sure you'll want to branch out to other places in town now. My friend Mary owns a very successful cafe in the town centre. If I call her up and get her to give you a parking space, you could get quite a few visitors. Okay, good call. Yes, I know, dear. You can always trust me on these sort of things. It's decided then. Meet me out by the Café Liberté as soon as you can. So we've unlocked a new spot, and we'll go there tomorrow. Got to meet her at the cafe, and while we're on the topic of showing your face, I heard our dear Walter was quite impressed with your wagon. He's one of the local fishers. Why don't you go over there and introduce yourself? He should be back from his recent catch just now. Hello, Walter. How are you, my friend? So, you might want to write this down, love. Having an organised diary will come in handy in our business. You know what? I still have quite a few unsold journals left over from my old shop, so why don't you take this one? We now have a journal. There you go. I hope you make good use of it. Goodbye. Would be great if we could decorate our journal as well. I know a lot of people do that. Journaling. I don't have the patience or time for it, but, people like journaling. Here you can track genres you have sold the most of. Useful for adjusting your selection. This is the total number of books you've sold here. Check back here for hints and events as you discover more. Looks like this page holds little postage stamps to mark your moments in Bookstone. You'll collect these stamps as you are making contributions around town. You can also see your progress towards the stamp, as well as hints and extra info. Hover over the stamp for more information. Introduce yourself to Walt the Sailor. He's usually sitting by the stairs at the waterfront. Click on the arrows in the corners to flip to another page. Bookmarks, quickly navigate between the different chapters of the journal. Cool. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, this all looks good. What else can we do? Anything else we can do? No. We'll close our journal then. Right, we've got... Ooh, hey, what are you doing here? So I assumed you'd be at the beach like everyone else. Well, I'm selling books. On. Okay, you're going to show us how to get to Far Beach. That's another new location done. And another new challenge. Fern is not a beach person. I mean, doesn't look like a beach person either. Now, we've got quite a few things here. Is that people... Right then. We are going to go and speak to our friend over here. Hello, Walt. There we go, we've introduced ourselves to Walt. Looks like you've got a good sturdy vessel there. I have some old items lying round which I thought you might like. See if any of it is to your liking. Okay, he's going to sell us some stuff, but I don't have any money. I could buy a lobster buoy, which gives me travels minus 15% to animal effects. The vintage globe, what does that give us? I like this. For each different location you visited in the past 7 days, we get a 2% chance to boost our travel sales. The tattling trout, 4% to travelling sale chance, and 25% to maritime effects. So that would be the effect of every other maritime item you have, and then 2 recommendations per day. We lose 2 recommendations per day. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Thank you very much, Walt. Yes, I do. Come and have a look. Travel and classic novels being enjoyed here. Guess I have to be careful or I might be outsold by you. Why don't we make a bet? If you can make 20 sales to my buddies, I'll admit defeat. So, we need to introduce the locals to your literary selection, sell 20 books to sailors. Alright then. So, we've already sold 1 already. That's good. Anyway, The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant is a fantasy book, but it's about a guy called Thomas Covenant, who is a leper. And one day, he's been ostracized and cut off from the rest of his town because they don't want to look after him. They don't want him to come out. Somebody's kind of mysteriously paying all of his bills. But then as it happens, one of the bills bounces and he decides that he's going to go and pay it himself. But he gets hit by a car on the way there. This isn't a spoiler. This is basically what happens. And he wakes up in a fantasy world. But stuff happens while he's there and it becomes contentious, but we're going to leave that as it is. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to reading the next one. There are 10 books in the series, I think, by Stephen Donaldson, and it's a good read. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that will do for now. I'm going to talk about other books as I go and as we play more of this game. So it looks like some items have been discounted a little. Now might be a good time to buy them. Although you could wait longer and risk someone else buying them first. Items in the seasonal section have a much slower turnover, so there's no need to hurry. But be sure to snatch them up before the season ends. So there's a vintage desk bell there. We get an extra recommendation per day, and the beach cooler. Ooh, There's a lot of stuff here that I don't know anything about that they've added into the game post demo, so that is good. But we're going to pick up these vintage kids books now for £25. It dropped by a £5, so that gives me enough money. And we made 25 kids books. That to me well stocked up. Then we've got other books here that we can pick up another day. It's going to be nice and sunny tomorrow, so we can go off to our new location. But before we go there, I'm going to look around the map there. There's Far Beach, there's Cafe Liberté there, and the Waterfront Square. Then we will no doubt unlock more locations. This is a lovely little map. But for now, we're going to finish it there. So I hope you've enjoyed revisiting this game as we start a brand new series, and you're looking forward to the next one. So do stay tuned. This is going to be a nice cozy Sunday session for us, and some of the other videos are going to get jumbled around, but they will still be being released. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you for another episode of Tiny Bookshop. Bye-bye.